it's the process, right? They got to learn through experience, I feel like. So the first step to that is getting to the playoffs. Spurs Film Room is brought to you by SpursTubeTv. Go to SpursTubeTv.com and you can check out a lot of Spurs content, videos, podcasts from some of the top Spurs digital content creators in the game. We're trying to get to 15 Patreon members by the end of this month. What that will do is that will let us stream in 1080p here on this channel and on SpursTubeTv. Starting in October, we want to get there to bring you a better quality product. Axel Aquino says, might be a tough question, but realistically, when do you think we'll reach the finals, win a championship? That is a tough question. I think that in order for us to get there, a lot of people are saying we need a superstar talent. Do the Spurs need a superstar talent via the draft in order to get back to the top, right? I think there's a lot of people out there that think that the Spurs need a tank in order to get back to the top, in order to get a top high caliber level player. And that theory isn't completely wrong. I mean, we had to drop to the bottom to get Tim Duncan, right? We didn't have to drop to the bottom to get Kawhi though, right? You know, we got Kawhi at 13, right? Or 15, whatever it was. And he's that type of player, right? He's that type of player, championship level player. But if you're going to ask me, Axel, I think it's going to take years of bumps and bruises and learning experiences in the playoffs. I think it's going to take our young guys like Derek, who's already gone through a playoff series with Denver. It's going to take guys like DeJounte, Keldon, Lonnie, Luka. It's going to take those guys a couple of playoff runs, you know, winning a couple of series, you know, maybe this year we go to the playoffs, we lose, and then the following year, maybe we get to the second round, but we lose, right? It's the process, right? They got to learn through experience, I feel like. So the first step to that is getting to the playoffs, right? And we have to get to the playoffs first. That's why it sucked this past year to see Memphis get into the playoffs and see those bottom two, the 7th, 8th seed, they got that run. There's a lot of value in playoff minutes, right? So there's a lot of lessons to be learned, a lot of lessons to be taught just by playing in the playoffs. And I think Derek White has already kind of gone through that. He's really the only piece left. Bryn Forbes, right? Is it Derek White and Bryn Forbes are really the only two pieces from that team that we played against Denver, you know, in the last time we played in the playoffs? I don't know. It's kind of sounds, I don't know if I'm right on that, but it kind of sounds like it. So it takes experience. And I would say it's going to take 3 to 4 years of battling in the playoffs and gaining that experience and learning along the way, and then consistently improving on our regular season win total, right? Like, let's say this season we win 40 games, right? 38, 40 games. Next season, we got to win 45. You know, if we're keeping that same young group, we got to go to the playoffs, and then we got to win more games the next year. We got to show that growth. And then if we can show that growth for 3 to 4 years, I can see us being in the conference finals. I think Derek White is good enough to take you to the conference finals right now. That's just my opinion, right? You know, I said that if we had stayed healthy this season and LaMarcus Aldridge had stayed and excelled in his role, LaMarcus Aldridge, right? We're talking about LA, right? Like, just completely forgot about LaMarcus Aldridge. I think Derek White, LaMarcus shooting threes, DeMar DeRozan playmaking. I thought we were good enough this season to get to the second round or maybe even beyond that. But health kept us out of it. Health was really the one. So to me, it's our young guys gaining experience, Axel, and playoff experience. 2 or 3 years of some tough losses, some great wins, right? You know, so it takes that. It takes that to build inside of you that hunger to go again and try to get closer and closer. Some guys never get to the top, right? Some teams are out, some really good teams out there never got to the finals, never, right? And a lot of the times over the past 20 years, it was because of us, right? We're knocking a lot of teams out of the playoffs, but it just takes, you know, time. And I think with the young guys, without a superstar, without dropping to the bottom, without tanking a season and trying to get a number 1, 2, 3 pick, without that, because I don't think that's in the cards. I don't think it's in the cards unless the Spurs do trade everybody and say we're gonna suck, then maybe. And we're like, all right, Joshua Primo, here's the ball for like 2-3 seasons, then maybe. But I don't think that's the way we're gonna go, right? So that's my opinion, Axel. Spurs Film Room is brought to you by SpursTubeTv. Go to SpursTubeTv.com and you can check out a lot of Spurs content, videos, podcasts from some of the top Spurs digital content creators in the game. Trying to get to 15 Patreon members by the end of this month. What that will do is that will let us stream in 1080p here on this channel and on SpursTubeTv. Starting in October, we want to get there to bring you a better quality product.